I'm not live anymore. Okay, I'm live now. Okay. So they want to do like QuickType, the JSON file, language Swift output, the Swift file. Okay, I think I can remember that. QuickType, weather, no. Am I in the wrong folder now? No, temp JSON. L Swift O. This is like. Looks about right. Okay, so now we're gonna add this, and the way it works is, unfortunately, it's easier to just go into Xcode and add the file. Oh, my encoder. That's not impossible because it was a lot of weird text that was thrown on screen there. Documents, or actually probably my home dir. Uno Swift. Say that I want this in the project. No. Project. Hey kitty, you wanna come up to me? Cuddles? You wanna go with the elevator? Okay, should be able to drag this here. Copy items. Sure. Now we build ones, I guess. Is it gonna... yes, of course. This is not going to be the right URL anymore, but this will be, if I could. And then, in theory, I should be able to do like, Uno here. Try building. Build failed. Cannot find Uno in scope. Okay, so now we go to Swift, package Swift. And then we check Y. No, it's not called that. It's called lowercase. Maybe. Build failed. Cannot find this in scope. Is this? It doesn't look like it's I don't see that it adds a maybe restart, or am I? Try again here. this is a different thing, but I think like I gotta figure out how to get to this, but I got the code for that somewhere. It'd be like data properties time series 0 data data instant failed time series. There must be a first. If there isn't, the app will crash. So what is this temp type? Do we know what this type is? Success. But can we build it in here now? Yes. What? So we got some error here, and it's probably maybe that this is an issue. Because there might not be a thing. Because we don't get, this is the temp anywhere, from what I can tell. It's also possible that we don't want to do this often, so we just do it once. But I don't think I can put a breakpoint and that works, but we'll see. I could probably do it in Xcode, but in VS Code it's not necessarily gonna work. No, we never got there. So it's possible that it is the parsing. It says error parsing response. Okay, that didn't seem to work. So I think print got response. That's gonna say got response, and then it's gonna say error parsing. That's my guess. Would really help to see if I'm actually getting So we've got some kind of thing there. If I move this here, will I see got response? Is it the decoder that crashes or... Oh. For some reason. It doesn't say that anymore, which means doesn't work. Hello, Wilsman. Okay, this was not as good as I was hoping. I was hoping this would just work. Is there any other things they want to do?
Other things we might want. I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to type in this on a different project, and we want like a bunch of these fields basically. To find the actual fields, we can type help.
Okay, they wanted more stuff. Oh, I see. We were a little bit too quick, maybe.
And
see which ones they pick.
Click enter.
No enums, just types. Let's make a new one of those then. No enums, just types. Wrong window. Swift 5 support. Something about initializers. Code. Yes. Copy this over to that other file. Different? Is it the same? I guess we're gonna have to watch a little bit more of that movie. Where are they using it?
What they're to do is create some. I don't really have to. Your. This is gonna be 4. Okay, we should have to do this. Language Swift. But again, I forgot to. Sweet.
It looks correct.
Back to you.
Or looks exactly the same as.
We have this here. So projects.
Come on, show me more of that service.
Whether JSON here. You don't have to run this, but let's just get rid of that and click enter. So we're just running language Swift output file, our same output file, no enums, Swift 5 support initializing.
Okay, they didn't use all of them. Okay. So what did we? Not this one. This is a roller coaster. So they did no enums, Swift 5 support and initializers. Okay. Try it again. Copy. Try to build again. Build succeeded. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's not gonna work. No. I've been using Xcode a little bit just because I have to. It's good. Not Swift. I don't understand why it says it can't find, because it builds. I like. There we go. Error parsing. Yeah, it's not working. Shit. I don't know why this doesn't work. I didn't write any of this code. We're just hoping that maybe we could do this really quickly, but it doesn't seem to be happening. I want to add, what I'm working on is I want to add the current outside temperature over here, and maybe an icon for the weather type. That would be really cute, but doesn't seem like it's working. I don't know why. So hey, moms. Poster. I'm working on this window manager thing. So check this out. This I can kind of. I have all my apps. The way I demoed it for people before was that I can change layout. So now we're gonna do like a split layout down the middle of the screen. So we can like say I want this over here. I want Xcode. I want Xcode over here. And group all the windows so they are in the right sizes. I can kind of say I want my camera window over here or over here. It just automatically resizes things. So it works. So that's the way it works. So I can kind of do this. In my actual use case, I got 4 windows, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a little bit like those. Windows 10. It looks a little bit like it, maybe, but this function, you don't have this functionality in Windows 10. Without adding a lot of stuff. There is no, not like this. I have used, of course, Fancy Zones and Groupie. Yeah, but do you have a tabbed window manager in Windows? No, you don't. That's most of the thing. So each region has a stack of windows. Like, you want to see my thing like this. Don't have the split taskbar, for example. So no, you do not have that. You can get close by using Fancy Zones and an app called Groupie, or my own old version of this, which was written in Node.js, which also worked, sort of, but not as well. This doesn't work though, so yeah. No, not available. It is on. It's a private repo on GitHub. But, no. PowerToys Fancy Zones. You can set up different zones, but this is simpler, I would say. I'm thinking of maybe open sourcing this, but that would be for Mac. And also I need to be a bit better. Like this is the first project I write in Swift, so it's not the world's best code. Not that my C# and JavaScript code is either, but you know how it is. Haven't tried virtual desktops in Windows 11. I haven't tried Windows 11 more than, I guess I have it on here actually. The ARM version. Can you have like multiple desktop on one screen?
Whatever will be, will be. Don't care what anyone else thinks.
You'll be okay. I promise.
I have, what's it called? Parallels. But I think I might have run out of test time on that one.
I'll always be there for you. I still have breath in my lungs.
No, so I can't try it. But I did have Windows 11 here.
Is worth the risk.
Probably not a... Should probably maybe do that.
Create your own destiny. Don't fear failure.
Yeah. But my problem, just so we're all on the same page here, I've got a 32:9 monitor. So it's like two 27 inches side by side. 49 inches of giant wide curved monitor, which means it's not good to use that as like a full screen window on that. It's like breaks your neck and is not very efficient. So got to do things like this. There's a weird flicker there when I press this button. Oh, I know what's going on. It's fitting this window here. can fix that. There's a button here. Temperature blue.
There's no fate but what we make for ourselves.
We need to skip our own window. If window title not equals GWM. Good. Now it doesn't flicker anymore. It's not the best, but I don't know. You hate split screening apps with a passion? I don't understand. What do you not like? Having multiple apps on one screen? But, dude, or internet person. Oh, I don't have enough screen. But check this out. That is one side of my screen, and all the way over there is the other. Right? It's just almost infinite desk space. You can't have one window maximized though. That's not a thing. Also on a 27 incher, I think it's debatable if you if you have a 1440p, I think you can split it, especially when you're doing like you have 6 monitors. Yeah, I should put up like I have 2 27 inchers, and I do have like an arm with dual. I should put them up here, like just to spite all of you. Yeah, no. Interested in the Windows version, the Node.js one. It's not really for public consumption, but like if you want to make it yourself, I use MWJS as a window thing. It's not like getting started is not that bad. So I use MWJS, I use React, and then I use Node Window Manager, which does the window managing, and this actually is check this out. Just use Node Window Manager. I'm gonna drop the link in here if you want to make it. So the problems I've had is that the version make sure that your NWJS version is the same as uses the same Node version sort of as your Node parts do. Otherwise, since this is natively compiled, you're gonna have some problems. I could zip up the files, but it's not gonna run on your computer, and it's quite specific. I can show you how the code works if you wanted to. See if I can share it. Here is KebVM, which is not that great, but it worked. So it has lots of code for like dragging windows around. It's React based. But one of the big problems with it is I don't get the icons for anything, so you got to do that by hand, which sucks. And the names are not going to be the same on Mac and Windows, so that's annoying. And then I have this hook that kind of goes through all the known windows. It's also like doing it using a polling thing, so probably write your own. But I can recommend, like, if you have the time and a little bit of expertise, it's really nice to make your own window manager, because you can add whatever features you like to it. Like I had the temperature, have the whole kind of grouping different things concept. You can kind of make it your own. It's really nice to have access to like a global button that you can press at any. What happened there? A global button you can press at any time, like open up a YouTube window or do something. But it could also be like draw a graph over the CPU or other things that other things do, I guess. You might have some specific, like the build status of your CI system or whatever. Anyway, I think we failed on the whole... yes, kitty. Hey. We did fail on the whole... with the getting the my brain today. I think I should just go to bed or something. With the whole getting the temperature, that's one of the things I like in JavaScript. It's just so much nicer if you don't have to like define a lot of types. You just try it out and don't fail if things aren't bad. I picked the wrong path. TypeScript is nice since you do get better IntelliSense. And if you're in a team with a bunch of people, that might make a lot of sense. Because you're locking down your APIs and interfaces between classes and stuff. I can totally see it if you're more than, let's say, 3 people. Depending on how much like overlap there is between the teams. But it also takes a lot of time to write that code, and it makes the code harder to read because it's a lot more verbose. No, it wasn't easy to grab the temperature. Not in Swift. I don't know why, and I don't have brain power to actually... Yeah, that's a pretty good start. Let's go. This should be a good build. Don't need healing. This path has some money and then another shop. It could have been. No, I just want to know, like, I want to know what temperature there is outside. It's more. It was more like. Oh, I forgot. I got the. Trying to learn things in SwiftUI. My brain is not working. It could have been like. So yeah, this is my game, by the way. Real temp. Wonder if you can do the Linux thing in here, like cat. Is it like dev CPU or something? Temp. What is it usually? Anyone on Linux? No. Monitor? No. It's called something like HW info. macOS CLI get CPU temp. Power metrics. Is this the thing? Nope. Control W. Here. Ten cores. Wow, it's just showing everything. Maybe Control C. I'm gonna watch this maybe later and get a sense of how that API would work. I want to go potentially buy another spell. It would be nice for something. Nova. It's better than nothing, but I would rather have Blizzard. No, we didn't make it. Okay. More charges to the dash. Sure. Okay, here we can maybe get some... I don't see any spells. It's much more likely that we get something else than spells. Haste, I can remove range for haste maybe. We'll see. I want maybe spawn the first wave as the player spawns in or something. Sometimes I feel like the enemies should be there when you start up. Cold touch. I mean, I'll put it there, but it will not do anything. Made it. Hey, welcome hem.
Fy vad hatigt. Jag har nog aldrig kört bil.
Asså? Oj då. Hej gubbe. Har du haft det bra idag? Har du haft det bra? Ska jag få någon kram eller? Yeah, he's played it. Okay, so we have a problem here. It's probably the same as other things. Yeah, I need a hug. Yeah, it's... Ah! Vad har du fått? En glass. Ska du säga hej eller?
Hello.
Har du haft det bra idag? Vi har varit på nya invigda utegården.
Ja,
Grillat.
vi åt saft.
Åt saft.
Nej, grappsaft.
Jaha.
Vi åt saftpinnar.
Gott.
Men det var glögg.
Glögg. Hugo. Alla hälsar i alla fall här. Restore charges. So is it this line that crashed? The given key. Oh yeah, this is that part, yeah. We're not gonna do that refactor today. My brain is not working that well. So the question is, what do we do? Yeah. I just have speakers and a mic. If I do this, you might be able to hear something in the background. And then the song stopped. Yeah, the next song, I guess. Can you hear this? Yeah, it's pretty chill, but sounds like doom. Yeah, this mic, it is not the world's best mic, but it's pretty good at isolating like my voice. I get really fatigued in my ears if I sit with cans on or over ears or on ears. In ears is the worst. I want to do something cool today, just as finishing out the week. We can crash Unity by dragging things. That's one thing we could do. Could use the 2022 version. Yeah. Maybe I should. Now we have to kill Unity. That's not nice. I did not touch it. It's still open. It hasn't crashed, so that's something, I guess. Actually, I might... No, it should be here. It's this thing. Why? Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Here it is. Yeah, whatever. So no, I didn't try that. I don't know if that's something I want to try that much more with today. We have 1 hour. We're not gonna make a ton of progress anyway, so let's just create a new project with 2022. Let's just do 3D core. Call this like compute shader test. I'll put it in my documents folder. Let's try it. We could use compute shaders for ProcGen if I knew more about it. I know nothing about it at this point, so we'll see how far we get here in like an hour, 45 minutes, or however long we manage to make it here. Create a scripts folder. No, scripts. Come on, folder, scripts. Create C# script like compute shader test. Put it on an object. Ooh. And then we'll see if we can make VS Code work with this. This dot select project. Okay. Project settings maybe. Editor, there should be a... No, it's actually in like the preferences, I think. External tools, generate project files. Here we go. Color theme. I'm using material theme high contrast, but since you're asking, I gotta change. So now we're in material theme ocean instead. Nice and dark. So it didn't seem like it did create any solution files though. Generate blah 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 project files. Did I open up the assets folder and not? No. This is weird. Resulted in error. Quick pick separators.
Monsters.
So OmniSharp is not running. But it does work for the other thing. Yeah. This one has all the... oh, I had those hidden maybe. Yeah, okay. It's gonna be one of those days today, it seems. Crap. So, okay. This does something bad. Cannot use API proposal quick pick separators. Restart Code Insiders, I guess. Yeah, you have the same issues on Windows. Because on Windows lately it's been pretty good for me. Hey, that's not everything, is it? No, that's just... the solution, of course, is there gonna be... Let's close that down. Move that. I'm gonna have my window manager running. You gotta have a omnisharp.json file here. Let me just start up my window manager, which I run through VS Code for various reasons. Do I need this file? No. Don't say. Go away. Fewer windows, please. Here it is. So there's an OmniSharp JSON here that we want. Copy. Put this in this. We don't need either. Close this down. Here. New file. OmniSharp.json. Put that in there. This is what I use for my OmniSharp.json. I cannot type that in. Okay. It's missing from new line for catch and so it's just missing some of this. Whatever. Catch, finally, tabs. Those are my settings. The problem with Rider is that I can't get the formatting to do what I want it to do. Could restart OmniSharp here. OmniSharp. There we go. Now it's gonna, if I were to save it now, it's gonna fix itself. Good. So now we know OmniSharp works. Does it also, it still doesn't do this correctly. Select project. No, this is broken. This. Ah, now it works. And I have no idea why. I don't remember exactly what it is. I don't think OmniSharp can do it, but there was one thing in Rider that kind of destroyed some of the layout that I wanted, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Unity compute shader tutorial.
There's traffic on the bridge, but the skyline shines with a certain light, and I know you're sick of it, but I know we're happy we're nearby, and there's a possibility that one day things
This is not the format I like or I need.
shadows and the stars, floating empire held up by frame wire. I'll cover you in winter like a blanket by the fire. When the rent's too high, we'll just buy cheaper wine.
So we can have a resulting texture, but do they not? Just not.
Happy birthday, darling, when we feel young again.
I don't want a video at this point.
'Cause there's a possibility that one day things will get better for the huddled masses in between the
Wait,
shadows
super
and
old.
the stars.
I saw one, but I don't want to watch a video on.
We both go down
But maybe we do that. Just
free ourselves from gravity, tumble through
we want to have like compute buffers and stuff. Let's see what. Sure, let's get to it. That's what I hope we could say. So we can create a new compute shader. It has different parts. And so we have a reference to a compute shader. That's where we're gonna start, I guess.
Never place too much faith in the stars. I never place too much faith in my heart. But the
Create
call of the chandelier
compute shader.
an inch by inch we'll
Compute shader test.
apart as we rise through the
Looks good.
from the sky. I bet
Kind of a reference to that. Public compute shader. Compute shader, I guess. See what they do. Have a render texture. Create a new render texture. Enable write. Create the texture. Okay. Which is the right one. This one. You can do public render texture. Render texture. Render texture equals new render texture. Render texture create. And then we set some sizes. I think we just say like 256 by 256. Enable random read write. Wonder if I need some depth formatting here.
I wasn't looking for action, just some distraction, just a little
Can you give me some
in the back. I wasn't looking
like a
for
4-bit? Okay,
just a quick slow dance in the off chance that
try
an
that.
off night and a side glance might leave me
I can't build it in here anymore. Sure. So we create our render texture. Render texture. And then we want to do things with the compute shader. Yeah. Then we set the texture as result. Compute. Set texture. Kernel index 0. Name result. And render texture. I've been using VS Code for a month after using Vim. How did that go? Hey! Now let's see. Alam was your name, right? I can do that. Did you ask in the in the chat. I'll just show you quickly about the character since I promised. So this is how the character looks in 3D. It mostly works in one angle. So this center part, see if I still have that running. Yeah. So I have a thing that just calculates which sprite set to use depending on which angle the player is pointing at. So that's running in the editor. Like if you look down here, it looks actually pretty convincing. It's not perfect, it's got a few jumps in there, but more or less good. So it's mostly just this turn sprite thing here, which is actually using a mesh renderer to like we update the offset, the texture offset here to change which sprite is used. So there's this main character sprite sheet, and you can guess if this took time to animate all of these in all these different angles and stuff. But it does work. For monsters, not really. I have only, for the sprite-based monsters, I have just one direction, and then I just flip them left and right. And the other part is, so we got this where we can kind of rotate the thing. We do one more thing, and that is calculate, dependent on the camera height above the ground, we calculate how much we want to stretch the sprite for it to look like it has square pixels. So if I have a very low camera, it will be more or less just not scaled at all. Let's see if I have this here. It's probably, yeah, this thing here. If I set this to, oops, to 1, you can see how it's in here. It's got square pixels, but over here it looks compressed. So if I put on correct scale, that actually takes the camera height or angle into account and scales the sprite up. Another way of doing it would be to tilt it, but then you might run into problems when the character kind of pokes through walls and stuff. Right? Yeah, so that's how that works. And then I have the cape. The cape is just a normal Unity cloth sim thing. You can see it there. We got the arms. So say the right arm is made up of a whole bunch of sprites. I'm gonna redo this as a single mesh with bones in there, but at this point that's a little bit annoying. And I'm actually using IK for the player to set up the different things using Final IK. Yeah, so that's roughly what I do with the character in this game. Any questions? No worries, no worries. I want to share as much as I can. Okay, so let's see what they do. So then they do dispatch, and then we figure out from IntelliSense. Compute shader, dispatch, kernel index 0 again, thread groups. Okay, so how many thread groups? So size divided by 8 or something we did. I think there is I think there was maybe one. Seems to compile, so let's create a quick editor for this, so we can. I think we can run this in the editor. So do like compute shader test editor CS. On a behavior, include Unity editor. We inherit from editor, and we say custom editor for type of compute shader test. And we add it to solution. Hope that works. And then we do like public override void on inspector GUI, and then we add a button. If GUI layout button execute, we do like let's say compute shader test target call it execute. That's not right. Execute like that, and then we generate the method. And we go there. And that is where we run this. Hopefully we don't have to like play and do stuff. Sprites are just ordinary sprites, actually. Errors, or why no? I would have expected a I didn't save. Could have been an issue. Here we go. So now we can press execute, and now we have some kind of texture. Look, it worked! Hooray! Let's also add a plane here. 3D object plane. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. Actually, we can just look at it like this. And then we're gonna set the texture to be that thing. We also probably don't want to recreate the render texture every time. We can probably reuse this, and that's exactly what we're gonna do later when we get to the falling sands parts of this. Different. Okay. Public mesh renderer. Mesh renderer dot shared material set texture main text render texture. Different. Cool. 2D was not a hit. It's backwards. 2D. Hide. This seems good. Actually, just hide all the things. It's not crisply rendering, so let's do a few things to the texture. Render texture dot generate Knitmaps. False. Render texture dot sampling or like filter mode equals point. Back here. Raise the map. Execute. There we see our generated texture. How quaint. Oh, I don't really want the grid. We have a thing. Let's see if we can make it run. Execute always. And then we do like so I have a public vector 2int size, new vector 2int 256 by 256. This will be the execute. We'll rename that to create render texture. Exactly like that, and then we do if render texture equals null, or render texture width not equals size dot width. Or X, and render texture height not equals size dot Y. We just want to create render texture. So now it should run this every frame. Maybe. Nope. Error. Why didn't I renamed it? I thought, okay. It's not aware of this file because it's an editor file or something. Cool, so now it does this. It's probably using up a lot of GPU, hopefully. So I have no idea how this works, but I would expect that if I divide, if I picked id.x divided by 256 and id.y divided by let's see here, float 4 256, and then we say 0 and 1. So this I'm not a fan of. Okay, so now we get gray. This plane could have a better material, which is just... Yeah, let's go get ourselves a folder for materials. Materials. Call this like debug or something. Or unlit, whatever. Unlit texture. Put this in here. Test. It seems like it generates a black thing.
To the
try.
You know, what is all this microcomputer and computer business going to do to our society?
Let's just try putting in
The case is that we
1
are humans and we are much more
1
adaptable
0.
to our environment than the computer is.
Oh, we get yellow. That's cool.
If you look at society as simply the collective contribution
No.
of millions of
Can
human
you
beings
not be
who carry in
crazy?
themselves certain power and influence and
Nope.
emotion,
That's
and every
apparently
time you
required
turn the switch
to have
off
crazy.
on one of those
So
persons,
ID dot x is probably a value between 0 and 1. So ID dot x. Now we're gonna have a value.
to make itself as rich and as powerful and, if you will, as beautiful as potentially it can be.
adventures, you gotta meet people, and all this. It's sort of like an adventure, big adventure.
Is it gonna be fully green now?
It's fun.
Yes, because there is no. We should have looked at what these values are. Can we see that? Is it great? Is it? Oh! Don't do that. id.x. So it says that it's a uint 1. So maybe we have to float it first. Float.
Speaking of marketing, one of today's greatest marketing
Look at that. We got
triumphs in
a little bit of a
entertainment
gradient
field
there.
is Video games. It's a business which has tripled in size in just 3 years. Ron Inman went out in the field
Cute.
to bring us this special report.
All over the country, armies of young people are blasting away at invaders from outer space and paying
Thank you
for the
for
privilege
ruining all my
of looking at the
formatting there.
electronic game craze, which is not
Cool.
only fascinating the nation, but which has created some interesting problems as well.
So we can.
Although it looked
Let's see if we can fill this with.
have some unusual powers. It kept kids mesmerized for hours.
Oh, I should have checked the chat. You guys had all the solutions. So I want to fill the texture with some. If I just do this and like recreate the texture, it's gonna create the texture. I want to fill the texture with some random shit. So how do we do this? I think we do like some kind of buffer, color buffer. I think we do, or pixels, new color, and then we do like render texture dot render dot width times render texture dot height. And then we forgot to change this to size X and size Y. We set this up, and then we do like 4 each, or 4 pixels. Get length or length pixels. Pixels I equals, and we'll do like random value equals larger than 0.1. We say color dot white, otherwise we say color dot black. Then we want to write this, so render texture dot write set pixels or something. Is it get buffer? Color buffer dot. Anyone know? No! Chrome crashed. That happens also a fair few times.
There's a number of times during development I found myself
Quite. What? Thank you for that. Okay. So this is confused. Window seems to get stuck. Try again. Unity, right to render texture. Examples, please? No. Of course. You do read pixels into some kind of buffer. No, it should be set pixel. Texture.read pixels, new rect, width and height. So that's not putting it anywhere. What's texture? Texture 2D. What's this color buffer though? Color buffer of the render text, read only. Okay. Read pixels, texture. I've done this a couple of times, but I don't remember exactly how. It's lock or something. So bright. Guess we could have another. I want to do it through code, so I know what's going on. Unity render texture set pixel. Here they do it through create a texture and then they do like set the texture and then they do texture set pixel. But render texture is a render texture. Is this just not gonna be a thing today? Nothing works. We can create it from a texture instead. So we can do this. We can do var texture equals new texture 2D. Something like this. And then we can create the render texture from the texture, I think. We'll do it later. And then we can do like texture.read pixels. I don't know why we read pixels. But maybe we need to do it. Texture.set pixels. Zero. Block width. Am I wrong on this? And this, does that take a, that takes a texture, not a render texture. Unity, create render texture from texture. Graphics.blit. Okay, let's do that. I don't care. Graphics.blit. Source is gonna be texture, destination is render texture. And then, given that they're same size.
The Transformers will return after these messages. Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video.
Take it 5, 6.
Okay. Compiling. That's a very white thing.
Atari Games has brought you a constant stream of steady hits. Video games which have had the excitement and depth to keep players coming back again.
Still not very good. It can't be that random value doesn't work. It must be that the texture is not set up. Texture.flush or something. Apply. That must be it.
To the freedom fighters, to the Everest climbers, to the castaways, to the midnight riders, to the spark igniters.
Yay! We got random noise. Let's make some simple algorithm here. Let's start with these, and then the compute test shader. I was thinking we should be able to read the neighbor to below. So like float for below. Maybe we can just say, just copy the value of this 1 pixel above. So that would be like float PS. It's going to be like 1 divided by 256. And then I can do like result id dot x. Can I do id dot y? Is that the same? Or how does this work? Float 2 above equals float 2 size. x size y minus ps, so that's 1 pixel. And then we put that in above there.
There's a song on the Sahara wind that lifts you to your feet again. The dance is
Invalid. Undeclared identifier size. What? Invalid? Why is this invalid? This was a uint, wasn't it? So this is just -1. It is working, even if a bit slowly. Do I have to like... Oh, it doesn't update unless I do something. I think you can say like always update or something on these views. Always refresh. Didn't help. So if I play, cool. I want it the other way around, and I want to move only when the pixels are white. So let's call this below instead. Below. Float C below is result below. Yeah, I'm pretty shit at this. If C below dot R not equal, or is like less than something, 0.5, whatever, we will do something, otherwise we will not. So we will set the result of, oh, I should probably not change, I should change myself. So I should check if I am empty. So bool self, this is why things are super weird. Convert indentation to tabs, then using tabs, tab size 2. Filled, self filled equals result ID xy is R is larger than 0. And then we got the below thing. Below filled. Be below. But this is actually +1 then. So no, it should be above. Never mind. Above. Above. Are we gonna write above too? So I wonder if order has a thing. So if not self-filled and below filled, which should be renamed above filled, we want to write above value to ourselves. So we pretty much copy result ID xy equals, I guess we do two things. Result above, brains. And then we clear ourselves out. No, we clear result above out. Result above, lowercase please. It's gonna be float 4, something like 0001. See what happens? Attempting to bind texture as UAV, but the texture wasn't created with UAV usage flag. What is that? Random value greater or equal to, it should be lower. That's why it's weird. Did you see that? What? Hello, compute shaders. So let's try bigger one. What is a good number? 1024. Oh, not that big number, please. 1024. I think we create the wrong size somewhere. This should be size, I think. And then I think also we say in the compute shader that we want to use 8 threads. I think that's gonna work. Clear, but there's something going on. It's called to read pixels from system frame buffer, but while not inside drawing frame. Do I need to read this? Can I skip this? No. Yeah, this is the wrong one. So texture, width, and height. Few typos. Execute. Okay. No. Should this be 8? Because that's the numbers we put in the other one. Yeah, we're just doing one of those. Okay. So what is the... Can I do like 1, 1, 1 and it will work? What? It's like the thread groups X. If I do one thread, will that work? Doesn't... I don't understand what this is. What should these values be? The size? It's doing it. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Kids outside, the sky is blue. There are monsters in the spare bedroom. Kids grow up and move away. They close the plant, then the mall arcade. Kids are sad, their parents too. Kids get high in the spare bedroom. We grow up and move away. The seasons pass, but the monsters stay.
Shouldn't there be a random dot noise? Is it math? Perlin noise. Here we go. Do like.
Kids outside, the sky is blue. There are monsters in the spare bedroom. Kids grow up and move away. They close the plant, then the mall arcade. Kids outside, the parents.
Other way around.
Kids get high in the spare bedroom. We grow up and move away. The seasons pass, but the monsters stay. Kids outside, the sky is blue. There are monsters in the spare bedroom.
No luck. We want to divide this, right? Whoa. Can probably expose this as a Okay, so we can check diagonals too, but the problem is if we are checking more than one direction, we're gonna have problems with which order we're doing this in. I think maybe we have some issues already. Looks like. Hello, Iago. A little more. White has dithering initially. I think that's coming from the compute shader. So it's probably that it renders from one direction, and that's gonna be a problem. So what we can do is we can change it so that we're doing below instead, and changing not the current pixel but another pixel. You can try that. This is gonna go upwards, I think. It's exactly the same. Let's just call this left filled. So we want to. How do we want to handle this? What time is it by the? Oh, it's past. I don't think we should do 2 passes. But it might be either way. So let's do float 2. No, it's gonna be like it shouldn't be float 2 because this is uint 3. So we should use uint 2. Let's just use float 2. Who cares? If it works, it works. So we want to do like id.x -1, and then we do id.y +1. This one should have been negative. This is the left diagonal down. We gotta check kind of all of the directions, maybe. You can like compile your game code as a library and use that, but you don't want to do that. You can use manage C++, I would guess, but yeah, I don't know. The evolution of this is to have a velocity on each particle, and then try to kind of move in a direction using that, and have like bake multiple things in each. You can do that pretty handily in this. So why are you not liking this? We float 2. Maybe uint would work. To the left, and what is up? When I change that, it's gonna fall up instead, yes. Because below is now above. So -1 seems below. If we update in the right order, we won't have that problem though. Can you do things like can I create a function that returns like bool? Call it n for neighbor, and we pass in uint 2 and call that p, and then we do like uint 2 d for direction, and then we do like return result p plus d dot r is larger than 0. We can probably inline this too, but I don't know how to do it. So now we have a function to get these. And so we can do like bool self equals n, or that just results. We don't need to call the function id xy. And then wait, it would be much cuter to have int x int y. We'll do like plus uint 2xy. Then we can do n id xy 0 0. That's self. Left is going to be -1. Right is going to be 1. So the first thing we want to do is probably to say that if self, if not self, we just return. So we don't do anything if we're empty, return. And then we can say, figure out left, right, bottom, and then we can do like, that would be 0, and then I guess it's 1, and then we can do like bottom left, it's gonna be -1, 1, and bottom right is 1. And then we can do this thing where we do like if bottom, rather if not bottom, we can fall straight down. Let's try that first, just so that our code works. So result id xy equals float 4 0 0 0. Maybe with a 1 at the end if we want to render. And then we can do this would be plus float 2 or uint 2. That's what we do, and then we do like, so bottom is going to be 0.1. There's nothing below us. We will set this to whatever our value was. So I'm guessing we're gonna have some issues with this falls up, it seems. So our x and y are inverted. Let's do -1 here. You can also probably, oops, that looks very broken. Yeah, I gotta go here. It's Friday. The things are falling. Now they're not sticking to the ground anymore. So... Or... We don't pass the... and id dot y is larger than, and I guess 0 would work. We never fall further than 0. Hopefully it works. Cool. Let's just shit. I wanna try this first. So we try the bottom. Else if bottom and not bottom left. We do a similar thing. We fall to the left instead. So that would be -1, -1. And then we do another one. We should randomize left and right, by the way. Let's try it. Check it. It's sort of working. Pretty fun. That was a 1 hour and 15 minute little jam. I learned a lot. It was fun. So yeah, you could totally do that. It looks a lot like snow, actually. We also should like have some identifier that says this should be moving. Maybe encode like the speed in red and green, and then put out the status in blue or something. The status could be like stationary. This one should not move. Something to that effect. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you all for hanging out, peeps. Hugs and kisses. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.